Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome to Babble with Bronies. I am your host. I am Everlasting Joy, but y'all know me as Elliot on here. All right, we got a ton of content to get through today, so let's get started. Now, of course, first of all, we know there are some leaks. Now, I have a couple questions for the audience. I'm going to show you Season 3, Episode three's synopsis. My question to you is, do you want to see episodes 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10's titles? Because I have those on hand, but I thought I would leave that into your hands if you guys want to see that or not. So while I get this, just tell me if you want to see those. Oh, crap. Wrong one. All right, here is Season three's leak. The episode is called, here's the link, by the way, via EQ Mega Threads. Title's called Too Many Pinkie Pies. Synopsis. Overwhelmed with having to choose just one friend to spend time with, Pinkie Pie uses a magic mirror to clone herself. I'm just going to let that one speak for itself because I already know what you guys are going to say. That's roughly what I was referring to, Mr. Ben. All right, since y'all are saying you want to see them, I'll show them. This one also comes from EQM. They were nice enough to put a huge thread list up on one when 4, 6, 7, and 9 were released. We have, in order, One Bad Apple, Sleepless in Ponyville, Wonderbolt Academy, and Apple Family Reunion. We don't have an explanation or a subtitle, so you're going to have to. There's a link, by the way. So you're just going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with just the titles, and to be honest, I'd much rather do that. They also put the warning up that these are subject to change, and these are subject to change. The titles, and some of the air dates are off. So take this one with a grain of salt. I will say that. One thing I will say is I'm looking forward to One Bad Apple and Apple Family Reunion, particularly that last one. Well, it's up for debate, Mr. Ben, of course. And of course, we still don't know episodes. Let's see, we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So we don't know 8, 10, 11, and I'm assuming 12 and 13 are going to be a two-part finale. So we'll see on that. But as always, I can be wrong. By the way, here's episode 10s. Did I say we don't know 10s? My bad. This one is titled Spike at Your Service. Again, we don't know there's no tag or any further explanation. So a lot of these titles you have to just basically take what they say. In terms of a Scootaloo episode, Mr. Ben, your guess is as good as mine. Though, of course, as I said, it's still possible. All right, just a couple more little announcements. Toxic Mario posted an update journal, and while most of it is just a status quo update, there's one piece in there that I do want to highlight. Where is it? He's doing commissions this winter. That's what I wanted to bring up. He will be doing commissions in the winter. Don't know when. He didn't say anything in terms of a release date or anything, but that's just what he said. You can read the full journal there. I posted the link. But like I said, most of it's just a status update kind of thing. And for all of you who've been keeping up with us, I've been commenting about Inky Notebook and the Traveling Pony Museum hiring. Well, the hiring process is now open. She recently posted a journal. There we go. Make a long story short, the application is via a link in this journal. There's the link to the journal. She's looking for, what did she say? Sounds like, as far as I know, it's just, she really didn't, this journal doesn't say in terms of what she's looking for. I do remember going to her site, and I think she was looking for someone to help both in the real world and the computer world. So if you're good with computers, check it out. If you aren't, there's still some spaces open for you. I'm not sure exactly what she's looking for, but I'll leave you to decide if you wish that or not. Okay, good, I did. All right, let's move into art now, shall we? Now, I want to hit this one really quick, or first off anyway. First one is called Luna by Recchi. We've got a lot of Luna picks this time around, people. Yeah, check that out. I know it's really hard to see a lot of the detailing here, but take a look at just take a look at this. Take a look at her mane. It's insanely detailed. I can't get over how beautiful that is. Recchi, can I ask, is there anything you wish to say about it? Anything you wish to address us with? Something we might not know? Fair enough. Anything else? All right. Well, it's a fantastic piece. I just can't get over how beautiful this one is. It's a fantastic piece. You should be proud of it. You really should. All right, moving along. Speaking of Luna, why don't we just go straight down the Luna picks here, folks? Here's another one called A Magic Night by Aminu. Aminu, I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, so I apologize if you're watching this. Let me get my ugly mug out of the way. Yeah. She's dressed up as a witch, and if you're like me, all I can hear in this is, "I'll get you, my pretties, and your little dog too." There's the link. I love the way she interprets. I love her style of ponies. They're like kind of like a hybrid of G4 and G1. I kind of like that. It's just an Inuk take on things. And one of the things that I really like about this drawing in particular is her mane. Again, it's a bit of a different take. It's extremely, as I put it, gaseous, but I like it. Oh, you, Mr. Ben. This is A Magic Night by Aminu. Well, there's always the obligatory voice crack. You know that. Let's see here. Which one? Which one? Now, this next one is also another Luna pick, or sort of. But it's actually a sculpture, of all things. This one is by Mad Pony Scientist. Tia and Luna playing airplane. Right, Mr. Ben, you're right. Sculptures are still art. I'm just saying it's not a traditional drawing. Yeah, I'm just going to let this one sink in, people, because the diabetes that you're going to catch is, if you already haven't caught it, is going to be very high. Good Lord, is Luna cute right there. I just want to make a note. This one is for sale, so if you're looking to buy it, albeit it's probably going to be $1 bajillion or something, check it out. As far as I know, it's still up for grabs, so just check it out. If you're interested, contact her. Tia and Luna playing airplane. Now this next one is by another Luna pick. Like I said, there are a ton this week. This one is Vifx's Inner Conflict. As you know, we've been following him for quite some time now, and as he put, this is one of his best. I would have to agree with that. It looks to me like he's gotten the pony form down to a much better T, and all he can do here is just start perfecting that further onward. Yes, I know you're here, and I know you're probably going to hate me for that, but I just wanted to say it. Do you have anything to say about it? Something like Rex said. Anything we don't know about? There's a link, by the way. Fair enough. It's a great capture. I like these Nightmare Moon, Luna, Inner Conflict type pictures. They're really good. Fair enough. Let's see. I think that's all of our Luna picks. So let's move on to everything else, shall we? I'm gonna Anyway, carrying on here. We'll go through Citra 360 here. He's got 3 pieces. First one is Canterlot Garden Swag. Make sure everything is up. It's gonna be a bit of a scroll here, people. But check out all the stuff that he has branded with ponies on it. We have some posters that he's made, a Han Solo-esque Freeze relief, or at least it's just either a relief or it's a la Han Solo from Star Wars. He has Applejack on his iPad. He's got an those AJ cards they've been selling. He's got a Shadow Bolt costume Rainbow Dash, an AJ mouse pad, an AJ Cutie Mark cup, some little chibis or marshmallows, or are they candles? I can't really tell. I apologize. Oops, sorry. Just had to take care of some business here. A huge poster featuring a lot of the cast and characters. Unicorn ponies a la the Fighting is Magic game. Earth ponies, again, a la featuring it was a poster from the Fighting is Magic game. Did I? I did not. Here is the link. Check it out. Now then, moving along. This is the double Rainboom background, again by Citra. I see what you did there, Mr. Ben. or said there. Essentially, it's a background of their the fan made game or the fan made episode Double Rainboom. As we remember, he was working on that. Check it out. I really don't have much else to say about it. I apologize. Now this one, I do have a bit to say. This is the Dash Hug Me backpack. Yeah, there we go. Long story short, if you haven't heard, and I know I didn't report on it, didn't feel like it, didn't feel it. Anyway, they came out, We Love Fine came out with a backpack recently called the Rainbow Dash Hug Me backpack. By the way, here's the link. Long story short, there's this backpack they're selling that looks just like Rainbow Dash is hugging you. If they sell a Pinkie Pie one, I'd be all over that, but I digress. You can check out that backpack itself on this, in his description. He's got a link to it. Also, there are lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. But what I will say is onto this drawing, I wonder how long it took him. He probably made just 3 pencil strokes and bam, it was made. And one other thing, who better to hug Dash than herself? Just a thought. I did not. All right, I did. Okay, moving along. Let's go with... So now we're moving into the comics, so get ready for my horrible voice, trying to imitate people. Now's the time to mute your stream. This first one is by Foxy Noxy called Pinky Corn. Sometimes I wonder if this thing gets me. Pinky, what are you doing? I'm planting candy corn. Y'all do know only natural things will grow. Right? I've been searching for a way to make candy corn that grows from the ground. How does she do it so quickly? How? Take care, Recchi. Thanks for stopping by the way. Okay, did get it in there. And moving along. Oh, which one do you want? Do you want a cute one or a silly one, folks? We still thank you for stopping by, Recchi. Still. It's appreciated. Take care, by the way. All right, we must move on. All right, since I got both and one for cute, we're going to go with the cute one first. This one's both funny and cute. I will say that. You probably saw this one, but hot diggity dog is this one just cute. This one is called Twilight's First Day by Muffinshire. Boing, boing. Okay, I won't do that boing noise anymore. I promise you that. Mom, Dad, wake up, wake up. Today's the day. Magic school starts today. Twilight, sweetie, I know you're excited, but it's 5 in the morning. Little Pony should still be in bed. It's a big day for your brother, too. He starts cadet school today, and you don't see him leaping about. Okay. I can't look at this one without smiling because, yeah, in some respect, that voice or that ending was probably expected. But you know what? I wanted that ending. I really did. Trying to get you the link here, folks. Sometimes I swear computers just like to screw with me. Anyway, here's the link. Moving along. All right, now this next one, this one I found and I just could not help but laugh at. This one is called Discord's Costumes by Professor Ponyarity. Attention, everybody. Yes, I'm intentionally making a bad voice in this. Attention, every pony. Your almighty God Queen has an announcement to make. I have decided to change my name to Queen Stinkface. All citizens are to call me by this new name or be sent to the moon. And always remember, we are just happy that you all remember we exist. We are so alone. Yay! All hail Queen Stinkface. Yes, Mr. Ben, it was supposed to be intentional. I was trying to channel when he's those three butterflies in the maze. You know, oh Fluttershy, it looks like you've been abandoned by your so-called friends. That's what I was trying to channel. Like I said, I just could not help but laugh at this one just because I could see it happening. I really could. Imitating Queen Celestia. My question is, who is he saying it to? Maybe it's just the old soliloquy. An old soliloquy. All right, and to wrap things up with the art, I should say. This one is Colt Steel Stallions, AJ's Future. Welcome to the chamber of Madam Pinkie Pie. Do you want to know your future? You betcha. I'm going to ignore that Minnesota line here. For now. I see. And one other funny thing. Funny that it was, it's about time we saw last night on Brony State. Oh no! You will lose lots of money. Lose money? But how? I don't know. When? I really don't know. That's 50 bits, please. Lose lots of money and zing. Here's the link. Speaking of art, before I forget it, For all of you artists out there, which I know is only one in the audience right here, but hey, even if you weren't here, VFX, I'd still announce it. Brony State is offering a Nightmare Night art contest. Long story short, just send them just basically draw, excuse me. Basically, just draw something in the mood of Halloween or Nightmare Night, whichever you prefer, and send it to them. I don't know the prizes, but I can get you a link to the website. I'll get it as we're watching this next movie, or as we move into the videos here. Speaking of movies, as I said, let's get started on those. This first one is by Nihilistic Pony. We've had him on here before, titled Kyoga, Under the Night Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Kyogre, Under the Night Sky by Nihilistic Pony. Vifx. By the way, here's the link to the video. All right, moving right along here. Why don't we go with this next one? This next one is a new person on our show. By the way, I did send off the Brony State art contest. It's in the chat. I'm not going to show it on the air here, but I will post it in my notes as a link. So for any of you who aren't here live to see it, I'll still let you give you links to there, but go to broniestate.net. You can't miss it. And if I haven't already made notion that I support those guys like nobody's business, contact me if you still can't get it, just contact me. Anyway, moving on. This next one is called Equestrian Space, Solar Empire Planes of War by Legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, Equestrian Space, Solar Empire, Planes of War. Here is the link. I aim to please, Vifex. Which one do I want to go with? Oh, I know. Why don't we dive into Alley-Oopster 27 here? We have three from her, but yeah, there are three videos from her, but one's a video comic. Why don't we go with the comic dub first? This one is Listen Well.
Earth are you wearing sunglasses indoors, Sugar Cube?
Oh, these just make it easier to talk to Rainbow Dash.
And how's that possible?
Since she can't see my eyes, I usually sleep until she's finished talking.
I'd be careful, Sugar Cube. You might hurt her feelings.
Oh, never. In fact, she seems happier since I started wearing them.
Thank you, Fluttershy. I've never told any pony how I got separated from my parents. I didn't think any pony would care, but I'm feeling better now. After talking with some pony who cared to listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Listen Well, a comic dub by Alley-Oopster 27. Here's the link, as per usual. I'm reading this, Vifex. Is this on Steam or what? All right. Okay, yeah. Moving along here. This next one is Until You Return, a song from Matthew Mosier. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Again by Alley-Oopster.
Temporary, this bond we made through all our days, this bond it knows no distance, our friendship will never fade. You are our muse, you are our kids, taught us what friendship could be. The times we've shared, the memories we made are all precious to
Ladies and gentlemen, Until You Return by Ali Oopster 27. Link? Alright, last one by her. This one is titled Torrents of Slow Falling Rain.
When she walks through the cobblestone streets of my hometown, all the ponies she passes, they'll stop and they'll stare. And she knows that their gazes will linger unfaltered. Every colt, every filly, every stallion and mare. And she flows through the sky like wind on the water, spinning and turning through sunset and stars. And I long for the day when she'll know my desires, the day when her mind will transform into ours. How I wish I could fly through the heavens to touch her. Her cerulean coat and bright prismatic mane. Then we'd soar through the clouds like spring went on a voyage, dancing through torrents of slow falling rain. And they flow through the sky like wind on the water, spinning and turning through sunset and stars. And they remember the day when they knew, the day when their mind transformed into ours. Though the morning began with their teardrops and sorrow, they saw their affections were one and the same. And they soared through the clouds like spring winds on a voyage, dancing through torrents of slow falling rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Torrents of Slow Falling Rain, featuring Adrian Zebart. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's the link. And moving along. Let's see. Let's go with this one. This one is called Rady Winter Unwrapped by Pichu13. Ladies and gentlemen, Rady Winter Unwrapped. Yeah, it does. Your complaint does bring up a good point of effects. This is, something that, as I just wrote, it's something that's inherent. And unfortunately, for some people, the delay is virtually non-existent. For others, it's greater than even 15 seconds or even 5 seconds. And I said, why such a small number? Trust me, when you're doing a show like I'm doing, you have to, it does have to be nearly instantaneous for everyone in the audience to enjoy it. And of course, not everyone in the audience has the same connection or the same privileges, I suppose. Yeah, the distance doesn't help. We get a surprising number of European viewers on here, and yeah, that distance alone is just a real problem. All right, last video, and actually that'll be the last of the content too. This one is by Silly Philly Studios. You might have heard of them. They've been featured all over the place. Probably even saw this one too. This one is called Daylight's End.
Ask not the sun why she sets, why she shrouds her light away, or why she hides her glowing gaze when night turns crimson gold to gray. For silent falls the guilty sun, as day to dark does turn. One simple truth she dare not speak. Her light can only blind and burn. No mercy for the guilty. Bring down their lying sun. Blood so silver black by night, upon their faces pale white. Cruel moon, bring the end. The dawn will never rise again.
Daylight's End by Silly Philly Studios. Now, I've got about a minute before the 1 hour mark here, so I'll just take this time for a second. Next week, what I'm thinking of doing is, since that's 1 week before, it'll be the last week before season 3 premieres, I think what I'll do is, I know I should probably be saying this towards the end, but I don't want to forget about it. We'll just chat about some predictions and whatnot. I know with the episodes releases that I just gave, that's most of it's been thrown out the window, but we'll take like a minute or so towards the end of the first hour and we can talk about season 3 predictions and that fun jazz. But mostly we'll just carry on with our season 1 run through. Anyway, I promised you season 1 episode 10. You got season 1 episode 10. Let's do it.
La 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 la. Thank you, little squirrel. But remember, these flowers are for Princess Celestia. Only the prettiest ones will do. La 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 la. Hello, little guy. I've never seen anything like you before. Oh, are you hungry? Here you go. I guess you were hungry. You're the cutest thing ever. I can't wait to show you to my friends.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, my little pony.
I used to wonder what friendship could be.
My little pony.
Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends? Oh, hurry up, Spike. This place isn't gonna clean itself.
It also didn't mess itself up.
Princess Celestia will be here tomorrow.
I thought this was just an unofficial casual visit.
There's nothing casual about a visit from royalty. I want this place to be spotless, and you've barely made a dent in the clutter.
Maybe you should start reading them one at a time. Oh.
Everything's got to be perfect. No time for fooling around.
You know, this would be an awful lot easier if there weren't two of us here getting under each other's feet.
Great idea. You clean. I'll go see how everyone else's preparations are coming.
Or maybe I should...
What happened to the rest of her name? We couldn't fit it all in. You can't hang a banner that says, "Welcome, Princess Celeste." Take it down and try again. That looks perfect. Keep up the good work. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Cake. How's the banquet coming?
It would be coming a little better if...
Pinky, what are you doing? Those sweets are supposed to be for the princess. I know. That's why I'm tasting them. Some pony needs to make sure that everything is tasty enough to touch the royal tongue. And I, Pinkie Pie, declare that these treats are fit for a king, or a queen, or a princess. Twilight, Pinky, you won't believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting? No, not at all. Come on in and make yourself at home.
You won't believe what I found at the edge of the Everfree forest. Come on out, little guy. It's okay. 3?
They're amazing. What are they?
I'm not sure. I'm also not sure where these other 2 came from.
I'll take one off your hooves. I've never seen anything so adorable. Besides, it'll be nice to have a companion for Spike so he won't bother me so much while I'm studying.
Pinky, do you want the other one?
Ugh, a Parasprite? Are you kidding? A pair of what?
How could you not like?
Now I gotta go find a trombone. A what?
A trombone, you know.
Typical Pinky.
Stand still, Rainbow Dash. I can't. I need to fly. This is way too boring for me. Do you want to look nice for Princess Celestia or not?
Wow. Rarity, those outfits are gorgeous.
Thank you, Twilight. Nice to know someone appreciates my talents. Ugh, so boring.
Huh? What's that sound, Twilight?
Wow, what are they?
The better question is, where did they come from? I only had one a minute ago.
I'll take one. Me too. Oh, they're perfect.
Does any pony know where I can find an accordion? Bells! Hello! This is important! Thanks a lot!
Oh, the decorations, the banquet. I really hope everything comes together in time for tomorrow. Oh, what's there to worry about? Spike! Wake up! What happened?
Ah! What's going on?
Where did they come from?
I don't know. The little guy got hungry in the night, so I gave him a snack, but I have no idea where these others came from. Oh no! They're messing up all my hard work!
The princess will be here in a few hours. Spike, help me round up these little guys.
What does it look like I'm doing? I know. Stop fooling around. Huh?
Get off me!
Not only are you adorable, but you're also quite useful. Oh, are you okay? Gross, gross, gross! No creature that behaves so revoltingly is allowed in my boutique.
Look, Rarity! Applejack loaned me a harmonica! Isn't that great? And not a moment too soon.
Pinky, I'm a little busy right now.
And I'm not? You know how many more instruments I've got to find? A lot! That's how many! Now, if we split the list between us, we might just make it in time.
Please, Pinky, I don't have time for some silly scavenger hunt. I've got a real problem.
You've got a real problem, all right? And a
Pinky were having the same problem.
Ditto!
Fluttershy knows everything about animals. I'm sure she can tell us how to stop them from multiplying.
Or not.
Do something, Fluttershy! Can't you control them?
I've tried everything I know. I've tried begging and pleading and beseeching and asking politely and... Ugh.
If we can't get them under control before the princess arrives, it'll be a total disaster!
If you ask me, it's already a total disaster.
Here's all those apples you wanted, Fluttershy. But I still can't figure why I need so many.
Hey! What do we do?
I got it! No pony can herd like Applejack.
Yeah, we can drive him back into the forest. I'll wrestle him up, but I'll need every pony's help to do it. Twilight, you and Rarity wait over there. I'll herd the little critter straight at you like a funnel. Rainbow Dash, you and Fluttershy stay on top of him. Don't let him fly away.
Aye-aye!
Yeehaw! All right, y'all. Here goes nothing. Look out, Rarity. That one's fixing to get away. Keep a lead on him, Rainbow Dash. Hold on, girls. We're almost there.
Pinky! Twilight! We don't have much time.
You're telling me the princess could arrive at any moment.
Exactly. That's why I need you gals to drop what you're doing and help me find some maracas.
Maracas? Pinky, we've got much bigger problems than missing maracas.
You're right! Getting a tuba has to be our #1 goal. Follow me! I said, follow me! Pinkie Pie, you are so random. And you are also stubborn!
Forget her, ladies. Focus. Head 'em up and move 'em out.
All right! Ouch.
We did it! Nice work, Applejack.
Couldn't have done it without y'all.
Now let's get back and clean up the mess they made before the princess arrives. Okay, everyone knows what to do, right? We gotta work extra hard to make up for lost time. Where did they come from?
Well, I may have kept just one. I couldn't help myself. They're just so cute.
We don't have time to keep rounding up these things. What do we do now?
We call in the Weather Patrol.
Time to take out the adorable trash. Way to go, Rainbow Dash.
Looks like our problems are solved.
They will be with these symbols. Give me those back. I can't hold it. He's breaking up.
Pinkie Pie, what have you done?
I've lost a brand new pair of symbols. That's what I've done.
Will you forget about your silly instruments for 1 second? You're ruining our efforts to save Ponyville.
Me? Ruin? I'm not the ruiner. I am the ruinee. Or is it ruin us? Ruinette?
Come on, girls. There's no reasoning with that one. She's a few apples short of a bushel.
Hey! I'm trying to tell you all that the ruining is on the other hook. If you just slow down and listen to me.
do something!
I got it! I'll cast a spell to make them stop eating all the food. Look! Tambourines! If you could all just...
Hey, it worked. They're not eating the food anymore. Oh no, if they get inside my store!
Every pony for herself!
My outfit!
Go on, shoot! Get out, you naughty, naughty! Save you!
No woodland creature's gonna eat the apple family's crap. Brace yourselves, y'all. Here they come. Didn't see that one coming.
Help! They're eating the worms!
Have you gone mad?
Zikora, these little guys are devouring Ponyville, and the princess is on her way. Can you help us, please?
Oh, monster of so little size. Is that a Parasprite before my eyes?
I don't know. Is it?
Tales of crops and harvests consumed. If these creatures are in Ponyville, you're doomed.
Oh no! Here she comes! Okay, here's the plan. Rainbow Dash, you distract them. Good! Everyone else, we need to build an exact copy of Ponyville right over there. We've got less than a minute! Zikora was right. We're doomed. Oh no, the princess's procession is here. It's all over. Hanky, we're in the middle of a crisis here. This is no time for your nonsense. Look!
Twilight Sparkle, my prized pupil.
Hello, princess.
So lovely to see you again, as well as your friends.
So, how was the trip? Hit much traffic?
What is this? These creatures are adorable.
They're not that adorable.
I'm terribly honored that you and the good citizens of Ponyville have organized a parade in honor of my visit.
Parade? Oh, yes, the parade!
Unfortunately, that visit is going to have to wait for another time. I'm afraid an emergency has come up in Philadelphia. Apparently, there's been some sort of infestation.
An infestation?
Yes, a swarm of incredibly bothersome creatures has invaded the poor town. I'm sorry, Twilight, to have to put you all through so much trouble.
Trouble? What trouble?
Before I have to go, would you care to give me your latest report on the magic of friendship in person?
My report?
Haven't you learned anything about friendship?
Actually, I have. I've learned that sometimes the solution to your problems can come from where you least expect it. It's a good idea to stop and listen to your friends' opinions and perspectives. Even when they don't always seem to make sense.
I'm so proud of you, Twilight Sparkle, and I'm very impressed with your friends as well. It sounds like you're all learning so much from each other.
Thank you, Princess.
Hey, what happened to the princess?
Emergency in Philadelphia.
Some sort of infestation.
Oh no! Have they got Parasprites too? Well, have tuba, we'll travel.
I think the princess can handle it.
So you knew what those critters were all along, huh, Pinkie Pie?
Well, duh! Why do you think I was so frantic to get my hooves on all these instruments? I tried to tell you.
We know, Pinkie Pie, and we're sorry we didn't listen.
Real sorry, Pinkie.
You're a great friend, even if we don't always understand you.
Thanks, guys. You're all great friends too, even when I don't understand me.
You saved my reputation with Princess Celestia, and more importantly, you saved Ponyville. Or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, Season 1, Episode 10, Swarm of the Century. So, initial thoughts? I see what you're doing there, Mr. Ben. I guess that's worth a kiss, huh? Huh. Aw. To be honest, the CGI animation, it wasn't... No, it was terrible. It was terrible, but it's the so bad it's good kind. To know me is to know how much I like a good YTP, but I'm digressing here. Anyway, so initial thoughts of Season 1, Episode 10. Mr. Ben. How bad would you say it is? The delay. Okay, I'll take that into consideration. This episode was based off of a Star Trek episode called The Trouble with Tribbles. The Tribbles were basically Parasprites of, well, I guess Star Trek. They were cute, furry, had a voracious appetite, and multiplied really quickly. It's basically this episode, Swarm of the Century, is just a rehashing of the trouble with tribbles. Excuse me. So it begs the question, do we need to see the trouble with tribbles now? I digress. Anyway, another fun fact is this episode was originally going to be called Pied Piper Pinkie Pie. Or just Pied Piper Pinkie. A la the legend of the Pied Piper. The Trouble with Tribbles was in the original series, so that would have been Kirk. Mr. Ben. Anyway, what do you think? Swarm of the Century or Pied Piper Pinkie? Which is a better title? Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Mr. Ben. Pied Piper Pinkie is my personal preference. It was changed. Where was it? It was just basically they just changed it in when they were discussing it. Yeah, the alliteration is what helps it, and I think also personally, given the legend of the Pied Piper, it makes far more sense. A musician who uses his pipe and some magic to lure all the rats out of a small German town. Rats, a pest. Parasprites, another pest. Pinkie uses music to lure them out. Oh well, I didn't name the title, so I just have to go with it. As of course, I don't know if you caught in the don't know if you caught my line in the stream while we were streaming it, but yeah, when Twilight says, let's build a fake Ponyville over there. Yes, that was a Blazing Saddles reference, and I can't thank M.A. Larson enough for that. One of my favorite movies is Blazing Saddles. And that was for those who aren't here, Mr. Ben. And for those of you who are wondering what in the hay is going on there, to trick some of the bad guys, they build a fake city. But I'll leave the rest for you to see. Because let's just put it this way. It's worth viewing. It's much better to be seen than told. This is also the second episode in which a pony has lost their mind. It should be on Netflix, Mr. Ben. We saw it on Brony State in way back in, I want to say last October. I know it's past the 6-month mark, but yeah, I can't imagine why it wouldn't be on Netflix. Anyway, as I said, this is the second time that a pony has lost their mind. First one, of course, being AJ in episode 4. And albeit this one, of course, is a very mild one. It's just, okay, let's build a fake Ponyville. In the meantime, Rainbow Dash, you distract them. So there's Twilight, and this is, like I said, the second time we've seen a snapped pony. This is also the second time and last time that we'll see Zecora in season 1. I say see. Yeah, Mr. Ben, that's exactly correct. The next one should be Rainbow Dash. Then, no, Rarity. First Rarity and then Rainbow Dash. Then Pinkie Pie and then Fluttershy. 14 is Rarity, 16 is Dash, 25 is Pinky, 26 is Fluttershy. But we'll get there when we get there. This is also the first time that the city of Philadelphia has been mentioned. But of course, we have yet to see it. And one last thing I just want to mention. Oh, wait, no, I did. So, all right, what are your thoughts on the episode overall? To me, personally, this episode, it really doesn't take too many risks. It stays fairly safe. And to be fair, that might be just because of the material that they're working with. But to me, it's a fairly basic episode, and it doesn't really leave much to be... It doesn't leave too terribly a lasting impression. That's what I'm looking for. That's not to say it's bad. It's just... there are just some other episodes that I'm going to remember more than others. One thing I'll bring that up now, Mr. Ben. I've heard people complain we'll get to that too, Mr. Ben. Just give me a minute here. I've heard people complain time and time again about this episode with the notion of the other 5 not listening to Pinky. And to that I have to say, isn't that the point? Isn't that the whole point of this episode? Is throughout the entire episode, they continually brush her off, say, not now, I have to do something else. Yeah, I can't terribly blame them given, why do I need a harmonica? Why do I need cymbals? Why do I need maracas to deal with a Parasprite? Or, if anything, why should those instruments be given priority over this Parasprite problem? But again, I restate, isn't that the point? Heck, even at one point, Pinky says, when they're going back to Ponyville after Dash's tornado was broken up and all the Parasprites were going back into the city, she tried to tell them. She even said it. I'm trying to tell you what we have to do. Or something to that effect anyway. So, the point I'm trying to make is, all throughout this thing, they continually ignore her. And look what happens. They suffer for it. The whole town, themselves. I mentioned that, Mr. Ben. I just did. There definitely are some forced elements to this. Again, I suppose that what I just said could be considered that. And one of the points that someone did bring up with that I did see is, why didn't Twilight look up what a Parasprite is in her library? I can't imagine she wouldn't have a book on it, and the fact that they're harmless, at least not a dragon or something to that effect, that there would be some research on Parasprites. But I suppose that again could be just a forced plot point. And this brings up a good discussion about forced plot points. We'll probably, I can't imagine why we wouldn't, see some of these again, and we'll of course point them out where we need to be. Sometimes when you need to tell a story, you have to force some things. No matter how difficult, no matter how, forced it is. Because here's the thing. If we were to, how do I want to word this? I'm guessing that by maybe the 3rd or 4th time, maybe someone would have stopped and said, okay, Pinky, why do you need these instruments? Or something to that effect. The problem with that is, if they were to do that, guess how much shorter this episode would have been? Probably only about, 15 minutes at the most. When you need a 22-minute episode. In other words, you're going to get a much shorter episode. And from a reading a book standpoint, that's okay. From a television standpoint, can't do that, Star Fox. So we'll discuss a little bit more about, like I said, I'll point those out, but for now, I just want to state that, yeah, sometimes you have to force a point. Sometimes you have to force a story arc. But, for what it's worth, in this case, one of the saving graces to these forced points, though, is that, as I stated earlier, they continually ignore Pinky, and they suffer for it. And only when she finally says, only when she is given her all the instruments she does and walks through it, does she basically she shows them the error of their ways. I know I spoke quite a bit there. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Ben? What do you mean? What could have worked? Okay, that. The problem I have with that is, here's how the scenario would go. Pinky, what's a Parasprite? Or why do you need? Or how do I put this? If she would have explained it at first, I reiterate my a shortened story arc perspective. Not to mention, it kind of would have defeated the purpose of the lesson. Because here's what would happen. I need instruments to round them up. They like music and will follow you out when we play the music. But we need a full ensemble. Okay, let's go get the instruments. Spread out. That's a Parasprite. They devour everything. I need instruments to round them all up. Okay, let's go get the instruments. 5 minutes, we're done. It's a good thought. I don't hate alternate takes on things, Mr. Ben, but again, from a need a 30-minute episode perspective, it doesn't work. Okay. But if she fails, wouldn't that kind of defeat the point of Pinky's method? Trans Equestrian Orchestra. Well played. Well played. Overall, as I said, speaking on the episode overall, it as I said earlier, it's a fairly basic one. It just wasn't very memorable. However, I will say that with the little time, it has grown on me. Partially because when I looked it over again, that whole, because they continually diss Pinkie Pie, they suffer for it. I like that. From a storytelling perspective, I like that. But it still didn't really elevate it to anything. It didn't elevate it greatly. So overall, it's a great rainy day episode, but it's definitely not one of my top 10 favorites of season 1. That's just me, though. And that's about all I really have to say about this episode. Oh, there is one more point I do wish to make. I apologize. This is the last one, I assure you. Remember when I said last episode how magic is a force of will? Well, I wanted to bring that point up about Twilight's spell botching in this episode. As I stated, I don't think magic in this universe is You bring up a good point there, Mr. Ben. We'll discuss that in a second here. But Twilight spell botching. Outside of plot convenience, that would be the trivial situation here. The reason I think that her spell failed is because she thought, if I stop them from eating food, I'll make the difference between organic and non-organic food for explanation purposes. Organic would be, of course, be anything they would eat: apples, carrots, celery stalks, colorful flowers too. Yes, I can't believe I just did that. And of course, non-organic things would be like wood barrels, signs, clothes, etc., etc. The reason I think it botched is because Twilight said was focusing on stop them from eating food, which somewhat makes sense. Why would, if they eat organic food, why would they eat non-organic food? Problem is, of course, it had a bit of a catch to it. Eats the stop them from eating the organic food, and well, they're just going to go ahead and focus on the non-organic food. It was the point I'm trying to make is it was an unintended consequence that, well, she didn't take into account when she tried to say stop eating the food. That's the best explanation I can give to that, and to be honest, I'm going to stick with that. And that's all I really have to say. Mr. Ben, on your comment, I would say, yeah, you make a good point. Twilight's lack of knowledge on the Parasprites, that's a good point. That'd be a good point, too. I don't know if this truly lets Pinky on as a deeper character than she is. Part of the problem is at this point in the game, there's really nothing to, how do I want to word this? Let me think. We've done 4, 5. It really just doesn't feel like she's acting in the sense out of character. And this, I will say, on the basis of we haven't had any episodes with her yet, that's why. I just don't feel that Pinkie Pie has acted out of character or it really shows anything. But maybe that's just me. The one thing that I will say it does bring is... Okay, yeah, I was just thinking about that. And one wonders how. One wonders how Pinky knew about something that Twilight didn't. I don't know. Outside of the trivial answer, I don't know how she knows that. Maybe it was something to do with the rock farm. Or I really don't know. And I don't think I ever will. Not unless they explain it somewhere, but I have a hard time believing they will. That's fine. Anything else you want to bring up? Because that's about all I have to really say. All right. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Don't forget about the Brony State Nightmare Night contest. Let me check the homepage if they updated for nope, they haven't. The lottery was Saturday and maybe they released it by now. They haven't, and who knows when they will. Don't forget about the Brony State Nightmare Night contest. Check it out. Yeah, Mr. Ben, you're not alone in that. Next week, like I said, I'll take some time and we can do some season 3 predictions. Like I said, despite the fact that we're already given so many titles, and of course the titles alone can be what was it I was trying to say? We'll take some time to discuss season 3 predictions, despite the fact that, as I said, we've already been given most of them. And despite the fact in particular that those titles, assuming they're correct, are, yeah, that's probably what we're going to end up doing, Mr. Ben. And that's okay. I mean, not every title gives away everything, for crying out loud. What in the Hate is Sweet and Elite giveaway? For all we know, that could be a Pinkie Pie episode, for crying out loud. But that aside, we'll do that next Sunday, October 3rd. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. No? I don't think so. So let's wrap this up. Let's end this. For Brony State, whoop, sorry, I thought I saw something. That's why I said Brony State. For Babble with Bronies, I am Everlasting Joy, and Mr. Ben, our moderator. Take care.